The newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Here are the top stories of the hour. Chinese naval training ship Qi Jiguang is set to arrive in Manila today for a Goodwill port visit. The vessel, independently designed and built by China, has a full load displacement of more than 9,000 tons. This will be the first time in 4 years that a ship from China's Navy will arrive in the country. Qi Jiguang paid visit to Vietnam, Thailand, and Brunei before arriving in the Philippines. A welcome ceremony will be held later today at 10 a.m. at the Pier 15 South Harbor, Manila. The BRP Francisco Dagohoy has arrived at the Pag-asa Island to deliver livelihood equipment for fisherfolk. This marks the first time that the BRP Francisco Dagohoy has docked on the island, which faces the West Philippine Sea. The PCG reports that it took the vessel around 30 hours to reach Pag-asa Island due to rough sailing conditions. The vessel reached the island on Tuesday afternoon. According to the Philippine Coast Guard, the BRP Francisco Dagohoy received no radio challenges and was not tailed by foreign vessels during the entirety of the trip. However, the PCG notes that the crew spotted one unidentified white vessel and 8 foreign fishing vessels as they moved closer to Pag-asa Island. Authorities were unable to pinpoint the origin of the vessels.
Wala po tayong nakita ng mga ibang military vessel o coast guard vessel na ibang countries na pumupuntot sa atin at nagsha-shadow.
Pero meron po mga sightings?
May mga sightings malayo sa pre-plotted course natin. Considering yung naging weather, ma'am, siguro yung ibang vessel na nandito sa area, siguro nag-secure sila, ma'am, because of the rough sea condition.
The Health Department has begun distributing 390,000 doses of bivalent COVID-19 vaccines across the country. Health Chief Ted Herbosa says the doses, which were donated to the country, have been redistributed to the agency's different regional offices. Majority of the stocks went to the National Capital Region. Herbosa says the government will prioritize bivalent vaccines for the elderly, those with comorbidities, as well as health workers. The DOH also says it is negotiating to acquire more bivalent doses. According to Herbosa, the government hit a snag when the public health emergency was lifted, which means in order to procure the vaccines, the brand must first be registered with the FDA.
But because it's an international procurement, may mga terms of reference ng payment yan. That's the only time they will manufacture the vaccine.
Pero
na siya. Para pagdating yun, maigsi kasi shelf life nun. Kasi pag ang binili ko, yung nandun na, eh, makikita nyo, ini-issuehan nyo ako na nag-expire yung bivalent vaccines kasi 6 months lang ang short shelf life niyan.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. The country's economic managers assure the public that the Maharlika Investment Fund has enough safeguards to manage potential risks. In a joint statement, the Bangko Sentral, Departments of Budget and Finance, and NEDA noted that the MIF has ample safeguards to minimize risks for shareholders and fund contributors, including the public sector. They also argued that the MIF is not only beneficial, but necessary for economic growth, citing the need to explore vehicles to attract equity financing. Critics had earlier praised concerns over the initial plan of using state pension funds as a funding source for MIF, but economic managers reiterate that the latest version of the bill now prohibits state pensions from contributing to the MIF. Former Senate President Frank Drilon tells the chiefs that this prohibition was stated so clearly that there is no room for other interpretations.
My view is that the spirit of the bill is to prohibit investments from monies held in trust by government. What is prohibited is investment in whatever form, whether in equity, in loans, or capital outlay to be sourced from the trust funds. That intention is very clear in the various provisions of the law. So you cannot, there is no room for interpretation where the provisions are clear.
A unit of PLDT is looking to raise up to $150 million in fresh funds for Maya. PLDT Chairman Manny V. Pangilinan says Voyager is seeking to raise funds between $100 to $150 million to strengthen its integrated money platform. Pangilinan said Voyager is currently negotiating with potential foreign investors to raise the funds. PLDT is also expected to participate in the fundraising.
I think the focus of attention is new stockholders, but I think given market conditions, I think the existing shareholders may have to participate for a portion. Maya is under Voyager, so the fundraising has been done at the Voyager level. Well, we don't know yet how much money can be raised from third parties and from the existing shareholders.
Meanwhile, PLDT President and CEO Al Panlilio said Maya's market listing is also up for consideration. However, Panlilio says the digital bank must first improve on its fundamentals before it pushes through with its maiden offering.
We're pushing very hard on deposits and also loans, a loan book. They're coming out with SME offerings also, so some more offerings. So I think to strengthen the bank first is, I think, the objective.
And that's it for this hour. I'm Diego Castro. Join us again at 11:15 a.m. We are One News. All sides, all the time.